talk about news, religion, politics, and lots more. You'll find it all at no other channel but Jayizoexpression.
Last year was my first trip to Africa. Before I came to Africa, I worried a lot, like anybody else. This and that, this is no good, that is no good, this is not safe, everything. But I said, no matter whatever you worry, you have to step on Africa and feel it and touch it yourself. So I came. I thought, it's too late. Why didn't I came 10 years ago? Africa is a continent full of opportunities.
Yes, did you guys hear him? That is Alibaba. He's a billionaire, one of the richest person on earth. He just visited Africa. And did you guys hear what he said, that Africa is full of billions? There are billions literally on the street of Africa. Not cash, but he said resources, human talent. And he compared Africa with Chinese. And he said that the population of Africa is about 1.2, 1.3 million billions, and more like Chinese. The Chinese are 1.3, 1.4 billion. But he's like, he doesn't know why Africans are poor. We literally have everything the world needed. 60% of the natural resources that the world is using, that the world needed, comes from Africa. Even down to the animals, everything comes from Africa. God literally blessed Africa with everything. But however, we are still considered as a third world country because we're poor. Some people literally can't even feed themselves for 3 square meters a day. In that same continent, in that same country, you have the politicians have about 50 houses. In the Western countries, in Arabs, in Dubai, corruptions and looters, that is what we have as politicians in Africa. Alibaba literally said, wow. His first impression of going to Africa was like, he's going to be seeing people living on the tree, monkeys jumping around and stuff like that. He said he was shocked, he was flabbergasted getting to Africa to see how beautiful Africa is. Yeah, that is Alibaba. You know, where he's chatting up with the new entrepreneurs, new believers, new dreamers, and is giving them a vision and guiding them to stay focused. That is Alibaba. You know, I'm going to attach the presentation, the full presentation of him right now, okay, about when he went around in Africa and what he did and the meetings and the appointment and everything that he did in Africa and how he enjoyed and what he talks and how he's going to go back and invest in Africa. I'm going to clip that right now. Please stay tuned and enjoy, and I'll be right back.
Last year was my first trip to Africa. Before I came to Africa, I worried a lot, like anybody else. This and that, this is no good, that is no good, this is not safe, everything. But I said, no matter whatever you worry, you have to step on Africa and feel it and touch it yourself. So I came. I thought, it's too late. Why didn't I came 10 years ago? Africa is a continent full of opportunities. And I was inspired and I said, from now on, every year I will come to Africa, visit the 3 countries. So this is my second trip to Africa. And I hope in next 10, 15 years, I can finish visiting 54 countries in Africa, every country. And I came with a lot of friends, business leaders in China, and they said, what we can do? I said, don't do anything, come here, feel it. Only when you feel it, you will love it. When I left Africa last year, I feel like something should be done, and a lot of things can be done. And I asked myself one thing, that the day when I started Alibaba, and I told my team, and there is a sentence we remember, if not now, when? If not me, who? Right? So we said, let's come to Africa, do something. And this is why we came. And people say, well, Africa, there's so many problems. Tell me, in the world there is a place there's no problems? There's no place in the world there's no problems, right? And people say, yeah, Africa is a poor, there's no wealth, but I feel there's the best wealth of human beings here. You have a beautiful air, blue sky, and the nature and wild animals. These are the richest assets that the whole world admire, and especially China. We admire blue sky. Right. I wish I could stay here for 20 days and for a whole month here. And I visited Ethiopia and Botswana and South Africa this time, and we already start to plan next year what are the countries we want to visit. And people say, well, Africa is too old, but I think this continent is such a full of young people everywhere, right? And when you listen to the entrepreneurs, the e-founders when in Hangzhou, I said, these people, the entrepreneurs in Africa, they are the first class in the world. I'm not telling, I'm saying from the heart. The way they say, the dream, they believe, the action, and the passion. This is amazing. I think this land is full of chance, full of opportunities, full of dreams. Entrepreneurs do the things before everything's ready. Right? There will be no Alibaba if everything's ready. Why Jack Ma? This guy failed again for so many times. Failed examination for university for 3 times, no money, and my father, my mother, both are very poor people in the cities. So there's no chance for us. Africa the same. Today's Africa is much better than 19 years ago when we started Alibaba. People with such a terrible speed at that time of using internet. When I started my business in 1994, for the internet, I invite a lot of people say, Jack is telling a lie. There is no such thing called internet. I went to register my company, and in the company registering office, people say, what kind of a company you want to do? I said, Hangzhou Internet Consulting Company. He said, internet, there is no such word in the dictionary. They cannot register the company. And China was not connected to the internet the day when I registered my company. 3 months later, China was connected to the internet. So in order to prove that I was not a liar, I invited TV people came to my room. We waited 3 hours and a half to download the first front page. And that was true, right? And this is said, and at that time, nobody believed internet. Nobody believed e-commerce. Nobody believed China would have e-commerce. No logistic, no credit cards. The same question people asking you now, how can Africa have internet companies? How can you do e-commerce? You don't have a credit card. You don't have logistic. You don't have government support. You don't have everything. That's the opportunity. As an entrepreneur, we never complain. We make other people complain. We make our competitors complain. We never cry, because if cry can solve the problems, can solve no problem. We make competitors cry. We make those people who do not believe our dreams cry. In my apartment, when we started, 18 founders, and we aim high, we have a dream. We say we want to become the top 10 internet companies or websites in the world. Guys, at that time, we are ranking several million names. But we say we want to be number 10, or the top 10 of the world. We want to make this company last 102 years, and we don't know where's our pay next month. Well, when you are poor, if you have dreams, you never feel poor. You know what we are doing. So we never say we will win next year or we win tomorrow. We say we will win in 10, 20 years. 19 years passed. Today, we are the top 10 websites, internet companies in the world. Right? And 19 years passed. Today, we never expect that Alibaba business, Alibaba company is just e-commerce without Ali and the financing. Alibaba e-commerce, our market cap is $500 billion US. So think Tell me 19 years ago, anybody can say a company in China can be the top 10 internet companies in the world? Or 10 years ago, 20 years ago, anybody can believe a company in Asia could be the top 10 global tech companies in the world? So people here believe in Africa, in 10, 20 years, you will have at least 10, 20 Alibaba companies. Because if you don't dream, if you don't start to work, this thing will never happen. But if you start to do it, you have a chance. If not 500 billion, 50 billion is okay. Imagine Africa, 1.2 billion people. Most people, young people, right? As I heard from my friend, Dr. Katui, you got 13 million young people graduate from university looking for jobs. These are the resources. When Alibaba started to hire people, we could not hire people at all because nobody wanted to join a company, strange name Alibaba, right? And work in an apartment. And nobody believed in e-commerce and internet. So we hired anybody who can walk. We don't care. Right, whether you have a master's degree or bachelor degree, as long as you believe us. So they join us. We start off from nothing. It was true. For the first 10 years was tough, very difficult days. Because we cannot find customers, we cannot find good engineers, we cannot find any sort of resources we cannot get money from the banks, right? So people say, well, you know, in Africa we cannot get loans from the banks. Everywhere in the world, banks do not give small business money, right? So we start to be very careful for every cent we spend. And the day our first IPO year 2007, when Alibaba IPO'd in Hong Kong. Year 2007, we had a lot of millionaires in the company. And I asked my colleagues, we have like 300 people become millionaires. And I asked them, hey, now tell me, you become millionaires because you are smarter than the others? The people said, no. We even cannot find jobs. Right? Because you are hardworking? Yes, we work hard. We find more people hardworking than us, but they did not succeed. Why they're not smart? All the smart people at that time, they went to Microsoft and IBM. And headhunting companies came to headhunt all the best guys from us. And we are the people, nobody come to headhunt us. We have no place to go. We believe in ourselves. We believe our dream. We work together. So I say, we are the people because nobody wants us. I am the person. Over 30 companies don't want me. Right? So we are the people get used to be rejected. We are the people get used to be say no from the other people. Why people should help you? People help you. That is unusual. People do not help you. That is very common. You should work to earn to be helped. Right? So, in order to encourage my 17 founders and all the people who joined us, I said, our competitors are very strong. At that time, our competitor was eBay. A lot of the eBay guys graduate from Harvard. We are people graduate from no I don't want to even mention about the university names. Well, nobody. But I say, if we can win, if we can succeed, 80% of the young people in China, in the world, can be successful. Because we believe, we work, a lot of them have dreams, but they don't work hard. A lot of work hard, but they don't have dreams. Entrepreneurs should work plus dreams. In this way, we can win. Do not think about your own country. Think about the whole Africa. Think about the whole world. If you only think about your own country, there's no difference between thinking your own country and your own village. The internet connects everywhere. And this continent is very simple. People say very complicated. I think it's a very simple. If you have been to Europe, you know how complicated it is. They worry too much. Right, you know, security, privacy, this and that. Before the business is done, they start to put a lot of rules and laws. Here, you have nothing to destroy. Right? So, this world, the most difficult thing is to convincing a successful people. Successful people is telling you, don't do this, don't do that. You know, we have experienced this and that. We are the people. We want to be successful. We want to create the future. We want to do something that we believed in. So, I think the very important for Africa is to create jobs. And the best way to create jobs is to encourage small business. The best way to create jobs is to trust the young people. And I talked to the president yesterday evening. We should, every country in this world, in this century, should encourage, give good conditions, tax conditions to the startups, not big companies. Right? I'm very happy to hear that he agreed. Because those big companies, they don't need that. We startup need that. If you take tiny tax from those tiny startups, it's just like taking the meat of the mosquito legs. You're killing the others, you did not survive. So there are so many great conditions for big companies. It is time, let's get policies for startups, for young companies. And also I encourage all the entrepreneurs, if you want to start a business, don't think you will be successful next month or next year. Think about at least 5 years. Because if something can be successful next month, why you? You have a rich father, you don't have to be a startup. Right? And by the way, don't be discouraged because you have a poor diploma or, you know, graduate from a poor university or low education. Don't worry about that. If you graduate from MIT, Harvard, you will never be an entrepreneur. Right? They can only be the white-collar guys. So, as an entrepreneur, you should have what is the strategy for entrepreneurs? Strategy is time, 10 years. You compete with the other people, the vision. The world will be there. What kind of customers they need, how we can build it up. If you prepare for 5 years and 10 years, if you have a good team, and always do before the government do. If you're waiting for government, you have no chance. Right? When government say, there is an opportunity there, go that direction. Because it will be too crowded there. Right? This is always... So as an entrepreneur, always ask yourself 3 questions. What do you have? What do you want? And what will you give up? What do you have? We'll have nothing. Right? The only things we have a dream, we believe, we have a team. And I believe we have the time to work hard. And what do you want? And what do you want? You have to ask what the customer want. What's the problem of the society? What's the problem of your customers? And what your team want. Think about what do you have, we want, and what we give up. If you don't want to give up everything, you will get nothing. A lot of business people, they never learn to focus. If you're a startup, learn to be focused on one thing, right? Because learn to be focused just like there are 9 rabbits on the ground. If you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit, change yourself. If you want to catch this one, finally you get nothing. So for 9 rabbits, don't change the rabbit. Change yourself to catch that rabbit until you got it. A lot of things we have to learn. It's a great experience to be an entrepreneur. Life is so cool when you become an entrepreneur. In my life, the day I never write a book for myself, I think those people write books are getting too old. My life just the beginning. The day when I want to write a book, Alibaba 1001 Mistakes. And I want to tell my kids how many tough days I have gone through. How many silly mistakes I've made. And this is the best experience. This is, because it's easy to be good, but it's tough to be bad.
Oh yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching that episode. And, I would say kudos to the sources where I got this video from. And I'm going to put the source on my description link. I felt like it's a good presentation and I need to share it on my platform. So, you all can see, Africa is blessed. We got everything. We have incompetent leaders, looters, thieves who stole our resources. And a lot of African leaders are basically the gate men to the Western leaders. Do you all know that France colonized 15 countries in Africa, and those are the Francophone countries? Up to date, France still dictates to them what to do. Yeah? And most of the English-speaking part of Africa are colonized by the British. Yeah? And later America. And there are also part of Africa that speak Portuguese, even Mexico. Yeah, Africa was just taken for a peanut. Every Dick and Ali came to Africa over 400 years ago. They saw an opportunity and they took over it. Because why? It called greediness. It's called low self-esteem. When you don't believe in yourself, when you don't trust yourself, you can easily sell yourself out for a peanut. And that's what happened. So slavery was a choice. I'm proud to be an African, born in Africa. I'm a black man. I say it how it is. Slavery was a choice. And this is why I said it's a choice. I have 4 kids right now, irrespective of, I'm not a millionaire, but I'm okay. I can provide anything I want to get. I've been blessed to live in Canada for over 22, almost 23 years. I'm a full Canadian with the green Canadian passport, the blue passport. Yeah? So I have every entitlement, every privilege as a Canadian. My kids are born in Canada. What else can I say? Would any person come from anywhere on earth, even Bill Gates, to want to take money and throw money and to entice me and say, yo, take this money, I want 2 of your kids? It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. Because why? I am comfortable. It's not, look at this. All the fingers are not equals. Yeah? So all human beings cannot be equal. It's only when you're thinking you want to be at the top, you want to be at the top, that's called greediness. All human beings cannot be equal. So definitely, but nobody wants to be poor, yes, for sure. At least you can afford the basic necessity of life supply to your family. Yeah? So slavery was a choice. And greediness is what caused it. And that same greediness is what is still happening today from our leaders. They haven't learned. They're stealing our resources. They're looting. And not just that, they are bringing in foreigners. Because without the ideas of the foreigner, without the help, they can loot, they can steal, they can do the wire transfer. Most of our leaders have houses and bank accounts in the Western world, billions of dollars sitting in a bank account. Whereas we have people, citizens of Africa, who can't feed themselves 3 square meals. I literally seen people texting me on Facebook, yo bro, please help us. Yo bro, please. That is how it is. How many people you see begging here to tell you to help them? Don't get me wrong, there are homeless people here on the street due to their addiction, begging for money to eat. But they're not poor really. It's a choice that they want to be addicted to drugs, heroin and cocaine. Yeah? But in Africa, people are literally begging to eat 3 square meal in a country that God has literally blessed with everything, endowment, resources, humanly. Talk about it. Animals, we got it. But corruption and greedy in the heart of a black man. I am a black man and I'm proud to be a black man. But I am saying some of our black leaders, if not 90%, are corrupt. And that is why Africa, it is what it is today. Africa is down to its knee. Because we have incompetent leaders who can stand to defend their territory, who can reject the Western Alpha. Everything the West throws to them, they accept it because they want to be the gatekeeper to the West in Africa. You know? But anyway, I don't want to take it personal. This is why I'm going to drop my quote in here today. I would like to say big shout out to all you guys, all subscribers that have been subscribing to my channel and only make a comment. And to the new ones, please don't just watch it. Click the thumbs button and also click the red button to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so every time I upload a new video, you're going to be the first to see it. Please do that. Support this dream. And I will bring more good news, more current news and current affairs, religion manipulation, political news, and global news. I'm going to be sharing out with y'all guys. Thanks for watching. It's your boy Jayizo. Big up. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Please hit a like and share. Subscribe to my channel, Jayizoexpression, and comment below. Thank you for watching Jayizoexpression. Big up.